Hello, this is Chris Wilson with the University of Winners, and today I have one of our top trainers within our company with us, Ms. Pam Lawson. How you doing, Pam?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Right now we're talking to people who are in the community. You know, they may be in college, they're out of college, they have a career, but the general premise is at this point, they're frustrated. They're frustrated where they are, they're frustrated where their life is, they might go to work and they don't like it, they don't know how they can take the next step, and I think sometimes what happens is they've invested so much and they are where they are, but they see that they don't want to take a risk because they don't want to lose what they have. But on the other hand, that if you stay where you are, it's just as much risk of staying where you are and not liking it. You could still lose your job. Something could still happen. So, you know, risk is out there no matter what you do. I just think people sometimes get into a position where they think, oh, it's too late for me. And they can't figure out what they need to do to separate themselves from other people to live the life that they want or do what they want or to get that promotion that they want.
And I think a lot of times we get stuck in that position. I mean, I was stuck in that position at one point in my life, and I think you were too. It's a very common thing, but the difference is when people recognize that and they know that they want to make a change. You know, they know that this is not okay. I'm tired of living this life like this. You know, this is not fun. You know, and how do I make it different? You know, how do I make it different?
Well, no matter what your situation is, if you want to make your career better, you want to make your life better,
your marriage,
you want to make your marriage better, your relationship with the children. If you continue to do whatever it is you're doing, and you continue to do it, you're just going to get the same of what you're getting. Okay, the definition of insanity. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect something different. You have to change something that you do every single day. If you want to become better at a relationship, what are you doing every single day to become better at the relationship? If you want to become better at your job, a better leader, you want to be more attractive to your bosses and higher up, what are you doing every day?
And now you think people really want that? I mean, people might think that they want that. They might know that they want that, but they have no idea how to make a change. They don't know how to do it.
I don't think they've never been taught. And people watching this, I don't feel bad because we've been there before. We know exactly how you feel. Yeah. You know, don't think it's your fault. It's just a lot of people have never been taught that. The formal education never teaches you that. So, you know, what you do is you go through life and you think that if you just develop better skills and you go and get more education, that automatically translates into success. Well, I know right now there's thousands and thousands of kids that just graduated college that can't even find a job, can't even get a job interview. They don't even know what's going on, and they're no more successful now than they were 4 years ago. Do they have a degree? Yes. Is the degree worth something? I guess it's worth something, but does it mean they're more successful today than they were 4 years ago?
No, it does not.
See, that's a problem. I think the average person thinks that they are absolutely more successful today for graduating college than they were when they graduated high school. That's not the case. They might have a degree that might give them an opportunity to get their foot in the door with a career, but that doesn't mean they're successful. You can take someone right out of high school, teach them 4 years of success principles and success techniques to make them better, and they can outproduce that person with a college degree, hands down.
They come out of it, that kind of an education, they come out of that with a whole different mindset. You know, they know what they believe, they're passionate about what they want to do with their life, they've developed a plan to go after it, and they know exactly what they're going to do, and they know that they're going to hit roadblocks and obstacles, and that's okay, that's all part of learning. But because they've been educated on success principles and know what it's going to be like, it's okay. You know, they're okay with that, as opposed to somebody who goes through learning skills, like Chris said. You know, skills are important depending on what kind of job you're going to do, but that does not prepare you for success.
No, I know people are probably asking, well, what are success skills? I don't really know what you're talking about. I mean, I thought I was taught success skills. I learned math, English, and science in school. I mean, aren't they success skills that I need? And I think what it comes down to and what we're really talking about, Pam, is potential.
Right.
We all have potential, and there's untapped potential, and you know, untapped potential is probably the worst thing could happen in life. You go through life, and when you look back hindsight, you see there's probably so many things you could have done, you wish you'd done better. And I think that lends into untapped potential. And I think your successful person, they understand that the potential, increasing their potential, is their responsibility. So they're intentionally doing something every single day to increase their potential. And I don't think the successful person looks at it as they ever reach their potential. I think they think it's unlimited, because that's when you look at successful business owners, and you might know successful people that they never stop. They're always doing something else, because when they reach that goal, they want to do something else because they know there's more potential in them. So that's why success breeds success. So I think what people watching this need to ask themselves, am I doing right now what average people do, or am I doing what successful people do? If you're doing what successful people do, I guarantee you you're still not watching this video right now. In fact, you probably didn't even enter your information to get this video. So I'm going to absolutely assume you're in the average category. And I'm not saying that to talk down to you. I'm just facing the reality. If you're not living the life that you want, there's something that's unfulfilled. And usually, Pam, it comes because people don't know how to reach their potential. Do you think that people feel that just because they get older, that they automatically are going to reach their potential because they're a day older?
I think people think that, and we all know that that's not true, but people think that because that's all they've ever known. They've never been taught any other way. They don't know that there's another way out there, or that there's a way that, just because you're 30 years old or 40 years old or 50 years old, whatever limitations you've set on yourself, you have these limiting beliefs, these beliefs that you can't ever do this or you can't ever do that, or because I'm this old, this is where I am, I might as well just, coast right along here. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be that way, but you do it to yourself. You do it to yourself.
I think the majority of people are reactive, and because of that, they learn, but they learn from the school of hard knocks. Whatever lessons come to them the hard way, that's how they learn. Instead of the successful person, they are proactive, and they go out there and they don't learn from the school of hard knocks. They are very intentional on what they want to learn and what they're focusing on. So if we agree that just because I'm 30 years old doesn't mean that I'm any more, my success potential is any greater than I was at 20 or it was at 15. So what you have to do is, if you follow success people, they do something intentionally every single day. So the question comes to, Pam, what do they do every single day is probably what you should be asking yourself.
Absolutely. You have to, like Chris said, it's got to be an intentional process. If you recognize that your life is not where you want it to be. When you're 18 years old, I'm sure you pictured this great life ahead for yourself, and you knew what you wanted to, where you wanted to be, and how much money you wanted to make, and what your family looked like, and what your house looked like. We all did that. We all had that pictured. But then you live through life and you fall down and you get back up and you scrape your knees, and you end up not in that place for whatever reason. For whatever reason, you end up not in that place, and then you become complacent and you think that that's all there is to life, and it's not ever going to get any better. And we're here to tell you today that's not true. You're one decision away from turning your life around, or to finding a more for fulfillment in the life that you're living.
And you know what you just said, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, okay, Pam, you don't know my situation. Well, one of the biggest things that you need to be aware of is 80% of the people in the population have a poor self-image, which means there can be people right now that are 45 years old watching this video. They have a career, they make money, the bills get paid, but they don't like doing what they do. Right. They have a poor self-image and how they view themselves. They have a poor attitude. They have a negative attitude. They don't have a lot of belief in what they can achieve. What I have is what I have. And see, that's the main problem right there. So if, sometimes we get caught into the trap that just because we're making money doesn't mean that you're successful and where you need to be, and what you have right now is what you need to be successful. I mean, is it ever too late to make a change and to become as successful as you want?
It's not. And you talked about potential a little while ago, and untapped potential. And believe me, if you have your potential bucket, you've got a little bit of what you've tapped into, but you have this much that you haven't even tapped into yet. And it's not because you don't want to, it's because you probably don't know how to get there. Like your mind, you've never been taught, or you've never processed the information that's out there readily available to you that can make a big difference and get you into that other bucket of untapped potential to change your life.
Yeah, John Maxwell is one of the top authors out there, best-selling authors, and he has in one of his books, I was just reading the other day, statistics say that in our lifetime, the average person uses only about 10% of their potential. So he poses the question, what are you doing intentionally to harvest that other 90% of potential? Because there's a lot of passions, there's a lot of things that you can probably do, you just don't have the belief. All you need is someone else to come along that can see what you add value and what you're good at, and just inspire you to take the initiative to say, hey, I do have permission to think big. I do have permission to become better. I don't have to be the person that I'm in. And that all falls into the self-image. So if 80% of the people like that, that means if there's 100 people watching this video, 80% of the people are having a struggle to achieve because they have a poor self-image and everything that goes along with that. So until you address that, you can change the chairs and on the deck of the Titanic. You're going to stay where you are. You're going to stay in the position where you are. You can call it average. We can call it whatever you want. You're going to be in the position that you're in, and nothing's going to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So at this point, okay, we talked about potential. We really talked about you have to take responsibility and you have to intentionally do something different. So here's the question, Pam. What do we have to do different? What do these people have to do to get out of this rut?
You have to improve yourself. You know, you have to go through a process of personal development, and a lot of people think, oh, that's fluffy.
What's personal development? Have people know
that, you know, it's making yourself better. It's changing your belief systems. It's helping you figure out your purpose in life. You know, and that might sound, you know, all woo-woo to people, but really, honestly, if you have no idea why you're doing something, anything, you're not going to be successful at it. You know, you might go to work every day to get a paycheck, but why are you getting that paycheck? What's that going to do for you? Oh, well, you know, so I can buy food and eat and live in a house. Okay, so how does that make you feel? You can drill it on down. You know, when I figured out what my purpose in life was, it made the world of difference. You know, and you have to go through a process to be able to get to that point. You can't just think it's going to happen, or, you know, you're going to wake up one morning and think, oh, wow, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe that's not a silly dream, or that's not a silly idea. Let me look into this more. Maybe I do have what it takes to do what I really would love to do in life. But the only way that you're going to get there to be able to change your thinking and get rid of the limiting beliefs that you have is to start going through a process of personal development. Expose yourself to new information. Expose yourself to successful people out there in the world. And there's, you know, probably thousands and thousands of them, but you have to tap into that.
Yeah, you know, in the next video, we're going to talk about a curriculum we developed. We're going to go through it, and we're going to teach you what successful people do every single day. And basically, you know, 30 minutes a day to get started is really all you need. I mean, we probably spend about an hour a day, but we have many successful businesses, and we're at the point right now where, you know, initially to get started, the 30 minutes made a huge difference. And for us, an hour a day really maintains where we are and keeps us growing in our potential. But that, you have to get better. It's been a process. It doesn't happen in a year. It doesn't happen in 2 years or even 4 years sometimes. But you can see definite changes within them, and you can start to get to the point where you start to see the surroundings change for you. And see, this is never taught in college. It's never taught in high school or anything like that. It's just dumb luck that sometimes you have someone that recognizes something from you and becomes a mentor who's extremely successful, and they teach you what successful people do. That's basically the formula of how a lot of people get into self-improvement. It's not something out there that's kind of wackadoodle, it's kind of hanging out there. This is what successful people do. And I think people go through life trying to figure out, I don't know how to be successful. I don't know how does that person make $200,000 a year?
They're lucky.
Yeah, how do they make $80,000 a month? I could never do that. Well, if someone did it, you can do it. You just got to figure out how they did it. You got to model success, and there's so many different things that our program can do. But at this point, Pam, I think we covered everything we want to cover. I mean, do you have anything that you want to?
No, you know, other than to say, if you're not happy with where you are right now, and you want to make a change, and you want to learn more about how easy it is to make a change, you just need to make a decision.
Yeah, there's never a good time to do something. There's always stuff going on. You've got to determine, do you want to make the change now? You're not going to change overnight, but you can make the decision overnight, and that's the key.
Right.
So in the next video, we're going to give the information. You'll see how you can invest in yourself. It's an incredible program. Then after that point, it's very simple. You gathered the information, you did the legwork, and you sat down and you said, okay, I'm ready to make a change. You're ready to make a change? We're here to help you and be your partners. I just wish I had this when I was like 17, 18 years old to someone, because, man, it's amazing. I could have accomplished what I've accomplished now probably by the time I was 27 years old and jet setting all over the place. Now I'm 42, almost 42. Now I have to go jet set, and I have less years to do that. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Pam, I want to thank you for helping us out.
Sure.
And we'll see you in the next video. My name is Chris Wilson with the University of Winners. Have a great day.